I consider it to be shallow if you're not willing to even give someone an opportunity to know them just based off their height.
Then you gotta tell
shallow.
the hundreds of thousands of women. And
Height matters.
Of course it does.
No.
Step on the scale.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going on a scale. You should love a girl for who they are.
You should love a guy for who they are, regardless of height.
I'm not stepping on a scale.
Why?
Because I'm not.
Okay, so take it back.
I'm not taking it back.
So weigh yourself.
No.
You're
If you care
being a
about
coward.
weight, you're ridiculous. And
If you care about height, you're ridiculous.
Oh my
But
god.
you don't need to know an exact number.
You don't need to know an exact height.
Exactly, I don't. All you gotta know is that they're taller than me, and that's
She's
it.
mad because she doesn't have a ruler.
Step on the scale.
Yeah, because she's short. I'm sorry.
She's like, damn it, I didn't bring my measuring tape.
She doesn't have heels on.
So step on the scale. Let's see.
No, I don't want to do that. That's scary.
Stupid.
What do you mean, why?
You're judging guys based on height, so I'm judging you based on weight.
Let's get it.
I would 100%
I love
step on that scale, though.
Who here finds that offensive, what you just saw?
50-50.
You do?
Offensive.
Aria, what do you find offensive?
Would you get on the scale?
I mean, I would, but I'm small, so it wouldn't like affect me as much. But I feel like a lot of women, when they're like thinking about reproducing, they want their child to be like tall, right?
And a guy wants his girl to be skinny.
Okay, but
Right.
you can go to
I didn't expect all of you to agree. I really didn't expect this.
True.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna step on the scale. I look fucking good
I'm
naked.
so, I truly expected the opposite reaction from you guys. First off, and secondly, I would never do that to a woman, but I can't tell you a moral reason to not do that to a woman.
I mean,
because
it's
Mike, how tall is my man?
I don't know. How tall is he? 5'9", 5'10"?
He's as tall as me.
Yeah.
And he's 5'8", but what is that, 2 or 3 inches more than me? Like, I don't understand the obsession with the 6. I don't understand what that is.
Go ahead, Cosmo.
I was gonna say, I think this is a big one. I think that the women would get offended because of the intention of why the guy's asking that.
To humiliate
Like,
them.
Right.
for example, like get on the scale. It might not be about the weight. Like, I love what you just said right now. You're like, I'll get on the scale. I look good naked, right? But the intention of the guy
yeah, I do.
asking you that, and I
You
might
guys
be
can
off, but
find
you
me.
guys let me know if I'm off. Every girl on the table. The intention of the guy asking you, get on the scale.
It's
Just the
triggering.
intention there is what? To belittle, to humiliate. So I don't
triggering,
think like right now from an episode I saw with you guys, it was very confrontational versus the guys that you brought here. I feel like today is very symbiotic. There's not a lot of tension. I feel like if any us three asked you guys to get on the scale, it would be different. But
Right.
a guy that you don't know filming you, get on a scale. Even if you're comfortable with your weight, you'd be like, you.
Yeah, for
Because you
sure.
also,
But-
you also
but-
never know where
Right.
that's going to end
That's
up.
That's real.
I feel the awkwardness in that situation, but the other part was that I don't want to get on the scale. That's scary. You know what else is scary? Being a man who's short trying to date women today.
Trying to, like, have
that's
the courage
also
to
scary.
Well, to piggyback
Or a man that
kind
puts
of-
lifts in his shoes.
By the
to
way,
be taller.
I'm sorry, I don't know
cool with
why
that.
this is
5'11".
happening, but people are so obsessed with my height right now. And they're dudes. Guys, question your sexuality if you're that obsessed with my height. I'm 6'1", and I'll put $100 million on it. You guys can go ahead and come say whatever you want.
We need to put one of those measurement
So
sticks like
stupid.
they have at like
That's what I was
7-Eleven
saying.
on like the side of the
So
door.
dumb.
So they
Get
can
on the
see how
scale,
tall
Mike.
they
Get
are
on the
as they
scale.
go through.
Get on the scale. For sure.
I'll play the weight game all day though. Like I don't
Yeah.
care. I know I'm heavy. I love playing the weight game, the guessing. Game.
She would look hot naked too. I saw her
weigh a lot,
ass.
but it's like yeah. Well, I make a game out of it. I'll play the weight game all day.
Well,
but
here's,
I mean,
okay, so, and I understand what you're saying because as you put women on the spot, that's really what it's intended to
Yeah.
do. These are like drive-by shootings is what they are.
Right.
Okay. The main point that it's trying to illustrate here is that men cannot control their height. Women can control their weight.
I was just gonna say that, like from the beginning. I was like,
I didn't need to say anything. That's exactly
you have
what I
some
needed to say.
control. Okay,
You have all the
you
control.
do,
right, and it shows a lot of
Well,
discipline
some-
too. If you can,
Yeah.
I don't know,
It's like,
some
how are you
people
gonna
really
judge-
struggle a lot, but you do have some control over.
Your diet.
Control,
your
control,
weight,
control
your
or no
weight.
control. Why is it shallow for a woman to care about a man's height? And it's also, that's not shallow, but it is shallow for a man to care about a woman's weight.
But it's also because a lot of guys, I hear it a lot, and I heard it just a couple of like a month ago, and that like someone that's dating someone, and they're like, I like my women to be skinny. So men also do put the influence out there saying, I want them to look a certain way always, and they got like that, and
if
they
you want to
lead
say
it.
that,
And women say, I like my men to be tall.
yeah, and
Right.
if you want to say
actually
that's
don't
shallow,
mind.
men to have a big
I actually don't mind.
penis.
I'm like 5'7", and I'm dating 5'4".
if you want to say that that's shallow, that men are like that,
And
that's
I love
fine.
that.
What you said is very true. Because if that woman had a measuring tape in her pocket when he told her to get on the scale, I want to test your weight. Oh, well, let me test your height. You know, now we're on the same page. But because he had the leverage.
Absolutely not. I'm sorry.
Then it's kind of like,
No.
it's like, oh, wait a second. You know, it's very triggering because it's like they're no longer in control. You know what I mean? And when you're walking through Venice Beach and you're feeling like a hot shot and some guy comes up to you and now you're being filmed and you're like, you know, and you're put on the spot.
I feel like what Rollo said was that there's a point to the video, and then I feel like what guys do to go viral is they like really go hard in the paint on making the point, and it just makes
women.
It just doesn't look good.
Makes you insecure.
I don't know. It went viral. We've all seen that video.
That's why.
So, but again, it goes viral. But I don't think it's the most like appropriate way of doing it. Like sitting down and really talking to women.
Yeah.
Rollo, I get what you're gonna say.
Everyone has to have escalation. Is it's all it is.
I get what you're gonna. I feel like your point might be like, okay, so
I feel you. But
you got to cause attention.
There's a part of it where like I'm always struggling with trying to be like informational, educational, and at the same time, I can do that all day long, and people just their eyes will glaze over, and they're like, "What the?" Like we can be talking about like some very technical, like the Dr. David Buss, 10 country study like that, and just get really in the weeds, and women around the table are just like.
Oh no, I'm actually the opposite.
They're just checking out exactly.
I love it. I'm sapiosexual.
That's good. That's good. You're first. But the thing is like we'll be here talking about this stuff and be really intense about this, and it's not entertainment.
Yeah,
and that what you just saw
was entertainment.
Well, I mean, you look at TikTok. TikTok is entertainment. You're not there to learn unless you're like going to YouTube Shorts to learn how to hang drywall or something. Like that. You're not there for anything other than I'm mindlessly scrolling to the next thing, the next 45
And I think by
seconds.
making this video go viral, maybe more women will now think I should be more open-minded to date a shorter guy until real life happens.
Still not gonna happen.
I'm insecure about my weight.
Until real life happens, and then they match with a guy, or they see a guy that was at a table, and they don't realize until he stands up that he's short, and they're like, I'm sorry, not gonna work. But at least there's a fairy tale that women might feel, let me give the shorter guy a chance. Not realistic.
At the end of the day, when you're walking down Venice Beach and a guy comes up to you and he says something like, predict my height, and you don't, and he's like, I'll predict your weight, step on the scale, and you get offended, why so serious? Like, you're at Venice Beach, get the over yourself, stand on the thing or walk away. Like I don't know, life's too short for all this.
If you had a measuring tape,
his dick would have been like little.
Would you then like if you had the measuring tape and you could measure how high he was? Would then you get on the scale?
We definitely would think viral.
I think at some point though you have
and then I would be like, pull down your pants.
You like stop shaming people for kind of being shallow when it comes to your sexual attraction.
I don't think
right?
I don't even think it's about shame.
It's not, but like the way they portray it, a lot of people want to beat you down if you don't want to date someone that's smaller or shorter than you as a guy, or if you're a guy and you don't want to date a girl that's overweight, and then they start to shame you for being shallow. But at some point, it's just your sexual preference, right?
Yes.
So, and to get in a relationship with somebody, you have to go off your sexual preference. So if you're not sexually attracted to somebody because they're overweight, that's, you know what? They have control over their weight, right? Like you have no control over the sexual desire that you don't have for them. Oops, sorry, on to the next.
Agreed. But the point is, neither one. The point is, neither one of them are shallow. That's the actual point. Neither one of them are shallow.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I consider it to be shallow if you're not willing to even give someone an opportunity to know them just based off their height.
Then you gotta tell the hundreds of thousands of women, and I know a lot of them that have
shallow.
literally
100%, yeah,
for sure.
Oh, okay, well, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
I mean, the guy I'm
100%
interested
agree.
in is
A
pretty
girl
short.
can come up to me like, this guy is amazing, he's great, he's this, and this, but he's so short. Like, who cares? Give him a chance. If you fall in love with him, then it works out, and that's all that matters. But
you're the 0.01%.
Sometimes you just have this instant, like,
if he's
knowing.
so great, friend zone.
I mean,
Just get them to take steroids.
I mean, and the thing is
how tall are you?
5'8".
5'8". So okay, you got some damn big heels on today because you were pretty tall today. How tall are you?
5'7".
5'7".
5'6.5". Huh?
5'8.5".
5'6".
See, there's not a
Am I the
woman. There's
shortest
not a
one
woman
here?
here that's. Yeah, you're 5'5".
I'm 5'3".
5'3".
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
5'3"? I thought you were 5'1".
I haven't seen
No,
you
pero
standing
mira que tengo los
up.
tacones.
Are you said you're Puerto Rican?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, didn't come out. Yeah.
She didn't have to.
I was waiting for you to say like, "Oh, this is why you sat us together," and I was like, "What happened?"
Oh, you put the two Puerto Ricans next to each
No,
other?
no, I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm not crazy. I would never.
That's why I wasn't
go
allowed
with
to bring
her?
my knife.
Love
Got
it.
Okay.